Welcome to Screencast, Kinda Funny's only entertainment-based podcast where we come together and discuss movies, TV shows, and streaming services, and other entertainment news. Screencast is recorded live on twitch.tv.com.
Nope.
Just twitch.tv/ Kinda Funny Games.
Dude, I try so hard to not make you nervous.
I know. You do a great job.
But you find new ways.
I know, every time.
Twitch.tv.com.
Every Friday at 11 a.m.-ish. But if you don't have time for that, we are also on YouTube at youtube.com
Kinda Funny.
That's right. And if you want to help support us, you can go to patreon.com/kindafunny and subscribe there, or, sign up for that.
Do you know what we do here, Kevin?
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry.
Patreon.com/kindafunny. You can get the show ad-free. You can write in. You can be part of the show. You can also get it as a podcast or MP3, wherever you get your podcasts or MP3s.
We're also on Rooster Teeth, so if you go to roosterteeth.com, you can find us there. No Nick today.
No Nick.
No Nick.
No three-finger scale today.
No.
He's already in Vancouver.
Yep.
Well, not yet.
Right, that's right.
This is flight. He will be in Vancouver.
I'm your host, Kevin Coelho, and to my left is Tim, one of the two verified boys of Kinda Funny.
It's true.
Gettys.
It's true. Yeah, Greg Miller, now verified.
I know, right?
Boys.
What a big day.
You take one check, you take the other check, you put them together. Check it out.
It's a win?
It's a win.
There it is.
What can we do to get him unverified for just a day? Just a fuck.
No. It's done. I'm upset that we never did the little prank and pulled it on the on KFAF. We're like, oh my god, he's verified, and had it all photoshopped.
Yeah.
But it's too late for that now. Tim, have you watched anything good this week?
I watched a ton of stuff. I watched Endgame for the third time.
Hell yeah, you did.
And I want to watch it a fourth time.
Hell yeah,
I watched it again in Dolby, and so now I've seen it in Dolby, in IMAX 3D, and in Dolby again. And my first experience with the Dolby, I felt like the audio was a little messed up, and I was absolutely right because it was fantastic this time.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
So I saw it in Dolby yesterday as well, and I felt like this time around the audio was a little off.
Interesting.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. But I had a great time watching it again. It is just such a fun movie, and the more I rewatch it, the more I realize how rewatchable it is.
Yeah.
I'm blown away watching it the second time how rewatchable and how fast it seems to go. And I think that's because the tension of what's going to happen is gone, and it's just now just being able to enjoy it.
Yeah, just get in there. It's been such a special moment for movies this week when it comes to Avengers specifically, because I love seeing all of the interviews and the press things that the writers have been doing, the directors have been doing, the actors have been doing, all of it. And it's cool where a couple days ago, the Russo brothers put out this list of how they wanted to make sure that every single movie leading into it had something that was a direct reference to that movie, so that throughout the entire thing,
lot of references.
It would be like the moment in Avengers when Captain America's like, I understand that reference.
Yeah.
But I feel like they did a great job, and they kind of gave some examples of the different things, and some of them weren't as direct as you'd assume. But I love that stuff. I think it was really cool. And again, watching the movie again, it's a very, very well-made movie, and it is also an accomplishment in all the ways we've talked about. You can watch the Kinda Funny in Review version of it, MCU in Review.
So watching it again, do you think it cements its placement where you put it on your list?
Yeah,
okay.
definitely.
Yeah.
It is my number one MCU movie, and I think
that's wild.
Yeah.
Who would have thought,
I know.
Spoilers for In Review, dude.
What's up?
Spoilers for In Review.
I'm saying
they
it's
watched
my
it.
number one.
Okay.
They watched it.
You know what I mean? Nah, but I watched Endgame again, and it was great. We got Detective Pikachu next week.
Oh, God,
real excited
very,
for that.
very excited.
I watched Anthony Jeselnik's new stand-up special on Netflix.
I also watched that, yeah.
And I did not like it.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat where I just thought it was nowhere near as good as the first stand-up that's on Netflix. And it was honestly a little disappointing. I guess I went in there with really high standards for it because the first one's so good.
Yeah.
And it just it seemed very formulaic to me.
Anthony Jeselnik is, I feel ironically, a very unique comic because he is so crass and will say anything. Let's say the worst things, and that's kind of what he does. Which sounds like, a lot of people do that, but there's an art and
such a good
craft
way.
to what he does.
Sorry, I was just gonna say his delivery is so good at it. He's so good at having that very dry kind of like I don't care tone that just makes his jokes really pop.
But the problem is, when you have something that pops, when you do it over and over and over, it stops to pop anymore. And that's what this is.
Yeah.
Every single setup and punchline is in the exact same format, told at the exact same pace. And he even references that in one of the jokes pretty early on. And it's like, what are you trying to do right now? It kind of felt like a weird cash-in thing where it's like, I got Netflix money, so I'm just going to do this.
Yeah.
It's funny, but I feel like you can watch 5 minutes of it and get all you need out of it. The other thing I watched...
Wait, real quick, one more thing about it. Another issue I had is he kept reacting to the crowd as if they weren't laughing. And like, the edit definitely seems like the crowd is with him, so I was a little confused on that.
I took that more as... they weren't laughing enough. It was like, I think it was just part of the joke of he's an asshole.
Yeah.
They're assholes. Everyone he's talking about are assholes. Like, nothing will make him happy. I think it was part of the narrative that he was trying to build there. And it's a kind of a fuck everyone that kind of gets tired after a while.
Yeah.
And pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Which I'm very disappointed with.
It's too bad, yeah.
The other thing that I started watching, Kevin.
All right.
The Office.
Get out.
I've been waiting to talk about this for this show. Watched all of season 1.
Okay.
You got through the rough stuff.
Only 6 episodes.
Yeah, it's very quick.
That's the rough stuff.
Yeah.
It gets
That stuff
much
is
better.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like maybe 4 episodes into season 2. Me and G just watching it. I don't know if we're going to continue. We started watching Modern Family a while back, I guess a year ago, and we gave up like about maybe 3 seasons in.
Yeah.
And not because it was bad.
It's
I was
hard to access.
I was just, that was kind of difficult.
that was
but
my
also, I
biggest
was just
problem.
like, at someone, I'm like, I'm wasting my time. I feel like I'm wasting my time. Gia wanted to keep going. She hates stopping shows. She wants.
I get that
she's a
100%.
completionist.
Bless her for that.
I'm not when it comes to things that I feel are disposable.
Right.
This very much is that. But I'm enjoying it, man. And it's weird because The Office is such a cultural phenomenon where even if I haven't seen it, I still know all the characters.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I did nicknames, I'd be able to probably tell you the majority of them.
Yeah.
Even before this.
The friends of like a second, like another generation, where it was just like, it was the cultural zeitgeist when it came out, and like it still keeps going now, and like people love it.
It's very funny, very well written. Obviously, the characters are great, and I'm having a very fun time with it. And I plan to keep watching. We'll see how long it lasts. But
I hope you watch at least like 3 or 4 more seasons.
Yeah,
because it is a lot because it's 22 episode seasons. So like that is a very large amount of show, but it builds in a great way. Later on, it loses some of its magic, and I hope that you continue on.
Yeah. But I'm having a great time with it, and it's definitely a surprise to me. I never thought I'd actually give it a shot.
Is that on Netflix?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, all of it.
Some things that I watched this week. About Time. This is a movie on Netflix about this guy who can time travel. It's a really interesting movie where it's a play on time travel I haven't seen before, where it's the time travel is a way more casual thing that he just uses to make his life a little bit better. And it's honestly a really fantastic movie that goes on a little bit too long, but it was just a nice, very calm, happy adventure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Who was the target audience for it?
It's a rom-com.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it's
not
just
a little kid thing, though. It's
no. Yeah. It's like the target audience is rom-com people that like time travel.
It's Domhnall Gleeson, who's from Star Wars.
Yes. Yeah. It's the
Interesting.
The angry Weasley.
Yes. Yeah. And it also has the guy from the what's the holiday movie?
Bill Nighy.
Yes. The
Science guy?
No. The British guy that's fantastic in it. He plays the dad who explains the time traveling rules to his son, and it's just a really fun movie. I highly recommend it. It is a little bit long, doesn't necessarily need to go that way, but overall, I think it was a fun 2 hours.
There was one other thing. That
what'd you watch?
I Think You Should Leave.
Which
I talked about a little bit on the Kind of Funny podcast earlier this week, and you started watching as well.
So I've only watched 1.5 episodes because I enjoyed the first episode so much that I texted Nick and was like, hey, you really got to watch this. And he was like, yeah, that's cool, but I'm watching Anthony Jeselnik stand up. I didn't know it was happening. So I immediately pivoted and watched that.
Gotcha. Yeah, so it's I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson, who's a comedian. It's a sketch comedy show on Netflix. And what's interesting about it is we don't normally see that because sketch comedy is... I don't want to say a dying art form, but SNL kind of has the lock on it.
Yeah.
And then there's YouTube. Like, I
Right.
feel like we haven't seen a high polish sketch comedy show in a while. And the actors in it are great. There's like a great cast of people, a lot of surprise cameo guests here and there throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's only 6 episodes.
Is that right?
Or is it 4? It's 4 or 6. There's not many.
Yeah. And they are 17 minutes long.
Yeah, I got through them all in one sitting with Gia, and it's one of those things where every single sketch made me laugh at least once.
Yeah.
None of them made me laugh out loud, dying of laughter.
Some of them got, like, at least in the first episode, got me so good.
Yeah, I feel like it's very consistently it's fun. It is kind of funny. I really feel like it's like the perfect example of kind of funny, and the humor in it is just aligned with us, I think, in a way. So it's like, if you like us and our dumb bullshit, I think you'll enjoy this show.
It's very, like, it reminds me a lot of Rick and Morty on the episodes where they're watching TV from other dimensions, where it's this goofy, wild humor. And honest to God, I can't wait to get back to it. I'll for sure watch the rest of the episodes this weekend because it is phenomenal. And just watching that first episode, everyone should go and watch it.
Yeah, I will say that my least favorite sketches in the entire show are early on in the first episode.
Interesting.
So like, just push through them. I mean, the sketches are the longest ones are like 7 minutes.
Right.
Otherwise, they're like 2 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
So it definitely keeps moving. I really think that shows like this are a testament to the power of streaming services, and I like seeing this kind of experimentation. It's something
Absolutely.
that's totally different that we haven't seen on Netflix before. And for it to be successful, I think is a really good sign of things to come. We've been talking a lot about Disney Plus and what that's going to mean for Netflix. And I think that Netflix is gearing up to have a roster of shows that will consistently surprise you, like we've seen over the last couple of years, but now in different genres and in different styles that we haven't seen. The commitment to the 17-minute format is an interesting move, because they don't need to be tied to that. This wasn't a show made for television. It's a show that could be as long as they want it to be. Short, long, doesn't matter. So for them to do that, I think is an experiment, and I think it's going to pay off for them.
I totally agree. There's another show that I was watching called Bonding. I feel like Netflix right now is pushing that show really hard, and it also has a 17-minute format. I did not like this show, but because it was so short, I watched the first 2 episodes. They just kind of, it's about BDSM, but I really feel like it's laughing at BDSM in a way that, like, I was like, oh, this is advertised like, oh, look, it's going to be a comedic dive into this world, and it just seems like they're making jokes not in a way that I'd like, where it's
more at the expense of.
At the
expense of, and it's just a little disappointing. So
we all know you're a big BDSM fan, so it's like, as a culture, you're upset.
You know what I mean? Don't kink shame. Let everyone have their thing as long as it's legally acceptable. Let's see. I also watched Game Night, and that was on HBO Go.
First time?
Yeah, first time ever.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
I know.
It has a very fun twist at the end that caught me off guard.
It's funny. It's very, again, consistently funny thing. I feel like Game Night and I Think You Should Leave are very similar to me, where I'm like, I'm pleasantly surprised by how funny this is and kind of just how different it is from things that we've seen before.
And then last night I watched Zombieland for the first time in many years.
I haven't seen it since it came out.
Yeah.
Does it hold up?
Oh, it's so good.
Really?
It's fantastic.
Is it free on Amazon Prime?
Amazon Prime, yeah.
No
free.
shit. Ooh,
so
I might do that tonight.
Again, highly recommend that. I know the second one's not too far away.
With my girl Zoe Deutsch.
Yeah. I hope that they can capture the magic that they had in the first one. It's many years apart, and that's a little worrisome. But it's a great movie.
Cool.
Yeah. Now it's time for some housekeeping. We don't have any Patreon producers right now, and that hurts my feelings. David Mintel, I guess we scared you away. I'm so sorry.
Oh, man.
I was against all the jokes. So if anyone wants to do Patreon producer,
Step your producer game up.
Step your producer game up. We are also having the Vancouver meet and greet Saturday, May 4th, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Library Square Public House. That's 300 West George Street, Vancouver,
Georgia.
Oh, wait, yeah. West Georgia. You're right.
Go to kindoffunny.com/events for more information.
It's happening tomorrow. You excited, Tim?
I'm pretty damn excited, man.
Sweet Baby Boy Barrett's going to be there. That's pretty cool.
I'm excited about that. It's going to be fun.
We getting drunk?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. This show is brought to you by our sponsors, Quip and Hims, but more about that later. Now it's time for the news.
News.
Well, we're starting with some sad news. Peter Mayhew, the man behind Chewbacca in Star Wars, has passed away at age 74. The news of Mayhem's death was announced on his official Twitter account. The cause of death was not specified, but Muse has suffered from a number of physical ailments in recent years, including double knee replacement in 2013, a case of severe pneumonia that required hospitalization in 2015, and spinal surgery in 2018. It's very sad that we're, as time goes on, we lose more of these iconic characters that we've known and come to love for so long. And I just wanted to take a moment to,
Yeah, man. Shout out to him. He's obviously iconic. You put it really well there. But it's sad news. And, just got to keep pushing forward and enjoy the people in your life when you have them.
Absolutely. Our next news story about Avengers. Endgame snaps box office records with $1.2 billion global opening. Man. That's a lot of money. So domestically, this last weekend, they made $350 million. Another break. They're just breaking records nonstop. Internationally, it made $859 million, bringing the total to a global $1.2 billion in its debut. Currently, Avengers Endgame is at $1.7 billion, and it just keeps climbing up. Right now, they are the number 6 most successful movie of all time.
Already?
Yeah, already.
So that is
that wrong?
incorrect.
Has it moved up to number 5?
It has. But looking at Box Office Mojo is a little confusing right now because number 1's Avatar at 2.8
Yeah, it's
billion.
crazy.
Number 2 is Titanic at 2.2 billion. Star Wars Force Awakens is at just over 2 billion. Infinity War's at 4 at just over 2 billion. But then Endgame's at 6 at the 1.7 you read. But then it says 5 for Jurassic World, under 6, but before 7.
I think that's it must have just passed it with whatever Thursday's numbers.
It might just be like a weird
glitch
it's because I see it I'm looking at the Wikipedia sheet as well, and it says that Endgame's number 5. And Jurassic World
the numbers,
is 1.6.
Endgame's number 5.
Yeah, so it has surpassed Jurassic World, which is a terrible movie, and it's shocking that it's that high.
You got to imagine.
Same with Avatar,
You got to imagine
Avatar's
that
great.
Endgame is going to beat out Infinity War and Force Awakens.
And Titanic.
I mean, here's
But
the
I'm
thing.
talking about by
The end of
the next by the end of the week,
yeah.
probably, right? And then Titanic, that is a pretty sizable jump, though. But I think it'll do it.
But here's the thing, that's lifetime gross for those movies.
Yeah.
So it's only a week and a half out.
So that's
Less
Titanic.
than that. I'm sorry. It's only a week out right now.
Mm-hmm. Titanic includes a 3D re-release.
And
Oh,
did
a
very successful 3D re-release.
Titanic also had like a weird re-release for like a month, like last year or something too.
I think that was a 3D re-release.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe not last month, but like whatever.
But the Russo brothers are breaking all kinds of records. Like, this is the first time ever where directors
have $3 billion movies.
It's insane. Also, in an interview on some morning show, they were saying that, like, hey, the mark for spoilers has to come up sometime. And they're like, by the start of next week, we think that spoilers should be
Yeah, the Russo
allowed.
brothers kind of for the first time ever are like,
Next Monday, yeah.
Yeah.
spoiler, you're allowed to spoil. It's like, that's a weird thing. I'm kind of into it, though.
Like, in the interview, I don't know if you watched it, they were like, we also made these movies for people to talk about.
Yeah.
So I get it.
You know what else this means, though? It's pretty clear. Far From Home trailer, Monday.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really exciting.
Yeah. I really think that there's an understanding that trailer is going to spoil things.
Tim,
obviously.
you're so smart sometimes.
I know.
Yeah. All right, our next story, Detective Pikachu reviews are out.
And they're awesome. Let's fucking go. Everyone's saying best video game movie ever made. Does that say anything? No. But the fact that people are saying that it's legitimately a fun, good movie and not just saying it's a good video game movie, I am so excited about. It's 75% right now on Rotten Tomatoes, but that doesn't mean much.
Right. That's a lot of recommendations to go watch it. Really, that's what that means.
Looking at reviews from people that I know, Joshua Yale at IGN's given it really good reviews, and reading it sounds like he was really into it. I know him personally. I know his taste. I know his how much fucks he gives about Pokemon, and there's a lot. So for him to like it, I'm like, cool. This is very exciting. I cannot wait for next week.
I'm so stoked, and it's such a like heartwarming thing that like hear reviews being positive. Great. I'm ready. I don't want to hear any more about it. I've stopped watching all the trailers, which there's so many.
To be fair, I feel like reviews, at least from what I saw yesterday, were a little more mixed than
There were some mixed reviews, but like, and I started reading like the little short things, and like they seemed very like specific, and it sounded like a lot of like movie buffs being like, I don't know if it's a strong enough movie. Yeah, exactly.
You know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
You know, it's like at the end of the day, we've seen these trailers. If I just get 2 hours of that, I'm in. Like, that's going to be awesome.
Our next news story is Twilight Zone Season 2 ordered by CBS All Access. CBS All Access has ordered a second season of Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone reboot. I don't like that it's coming out weekly. I know that's CBS All Access does all their shows like that, but it's not a show that has grabbed my attention to in like the way that I want to. I'm looking forward to it every Monday. So I'm excited that we're getting more of it. Once it's all done, I think I'm going to sit down and watch it all. Yeah, and see how that goes. But it's cool that we're getting more. The 3 episodes that I saw were pretty good. No complaints there. Have you watched it all?
Not yet.
Okay. Are you going to wait till it's all over? Excellent. Another quick story. Santa Clarita Diet canceled at Netflix after 3 seasons. I see this movie all over the place. Or this show all over the place. So I just wanted to bring attention to it because I feel like Netflix has been doing a really kind of like a long push for this. And it's interesting that it's getting canceled, but this does follow their normal setup of after 3 seasons. If a show is not exploding, they're canceling it.
The show is starring Drew Barrymore, but what is the most important thing about this is that Cameron Diaz was given a Hall of Fame thing in Hollywood. You know what I'm talking about? The Star.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Star. And Lucy Liu and Drew Barrymore came to say hi.
Oh, that's so cool.
I think I messed this up. It was Lucy Liu that was getting the thing.
Got it.
And Cameron and Drew Barrymore came, and there's like videos of Charlie's Angels together, and it made me very happy.
That's awesome. I love that. Our next news story is Phil Lord and Chris Miller will be making Sony TV series for the foreseeable future, including Spider-Verse show. Sony will own Phil Lord and Chris Miller for the foreseeable future. The duo behind the 2018 animated phenomenon that was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse has signed a massive 9-figure deal with Sony Pictures Television.
Wow.
Expanding
9 figures.
9 figures. So that's $100 million and above, right?
I almost don't have that many fingers.
That's crazy. So yeah, they're going to be doing like they haven't talked about any of the shows they're doing. The only show is the Spider-Verse spin-off series that we've kind of discussed beforehand. That's just insane. It's so interesting that they're signing on to this because it seems like for the foreseeable future they're going to be only doing Sony stuff.
I mean, I don't think it's that surprising at all. I mean, obviously Spider-Verse was a success, but on top of that, you got to look at the licensing of all of this, and they need to keep making Spider-Man shows so that Sony can own the rights on the TV side. It's all a political game at this point of who owns what. It's going to be really interesting seeing what this means for Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the future of MCU movies. It's fascinating. We've never seen deals done like this before, and for them to really be committing to this, I think that they're going to nail it. They've proven themselves time and time again for understanding the characters, understanding comedy. And when you look at Sony and Spider-Man in TV's history, Spectacular Spider-Man was awesome. It was.
Absolutely.
It is my favorite Spider-Man show.
I think that's why we all love Spider-Man so much, and to a lesser degree, I think that like that also, with the X-Men and all those cartoons that were coming out at the time.
No, I'm talking about Spectacular
you're talking
Spider-Man.
about Spectacular.
And that is so good, and that was under Sony's purview, right? But these guys, again, you need people with the vision. You need people with the plan that are looking at all the things and making sure they work together. And I feel like Spider-Verse is going to be such a great thing to have a show. I feel like we're in such an amazing moment in time when it comes to characters we love in children's television shows. People seem to love Ninja Turtles, DuckTales. Like, we've seen good Transformers shows. It's like, I've said this a million times, but like the kids that grew up watching these shows are now making the shows.
So cool.
And for Spider-Verse to be as good as it is and mean as much as it did to so many people, for them to just do more of that, I'm very excited about.
As am I. Moving on to our next story. Fantastic Beasts 3 has a release date set for November 2021.
November 12th.
Yeah. So yeah, Fantastic Beasts will come in theaters on November 12th, 2021, according to Warner Bros. No more information has been given. It's interesting that it's kind of a little bit far away.
We don't need any more information. You know what? We don't need a movie. You know, just fucking cancel.
1 and 2 did not do very well. Like,
it's the date.
The fans are not super excited, you know?
No.
Yeah.
No,
I'm in that same boat where it's like, I didn't hate the second movie, and I thought it was a little bit...
Because they preyed on our nostalgia. That's what they
did, yeah. But it's interesting to see where this will go. I guess I'm down to wait for it. We still have all the amazing Harry Potter movies that came before, and hopefully someday we'll do a review of those.
The 4 good Harry Potter movies that came before.
Yep. All right. Next news story. Saints Row movie coming from director F. Gary Gray.
F. Gary Gray.
Is it Gary Gray? Yeah, you're right. Gary Gray. F. Gary Gray is headed to Saints Row. Fate of the Furious director will helm Saints Row movie based on the video game series. Writer Greg Russo will handle the Saints Row script. Russo is credited on 2 other video game related scripts, the Mortal Kombat reboot and the Resident Evil reboot. He's also currently writing the Netflix Death Note 2. So
Death Note 2 is still happening?
I guess so.
Hey, yeah. I'm in, man. I feel like they built something there. Obviously not as good as the anime, but I was in, and I'd love to see a sequel, and I hope that they can get crazier for the sequel.
Well, the ending of the Death Note movie, I very much enjoyed. And hopefully they double down on that part. It's interesting that we're getting a Saints Row movie, but I feel like that could be fun.
I'll believe it when I see it. This is one of those things I'm like, all right, cool. Like the Mortal Kombat reboot and Resident Evil reboot. It's like, cool. Those 2 I want to see first before this happens, even though it's semi-unrelated there.
All right, well, next news story is Ghost Rider TV series coming to Hulu with Gabriel Luna reprising the role. Netflix may be out of the Marvel TV show game, but Hulu is just getting started. The streaming service is going to launch a Ghost Rider TV series focused on the Robbie Reyes version of the character from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Hulu and Marvel will also partner for Hellstorm. Super interesting that even though Disney now has their own
I don't
service.
Understand this. This makes no sense to me.
Weird, right?
Why would you continue like with characters that we have already kind of somewhere else, but on Hulu? This seems like it reeks of legacy deals that were made. Yeah. But like I feel like they cut this shit out for a reason. But I don't know. Like what would make more sense to me is like, oh, like the more R-rated, like Ghost Rider is a bit more dark.
Right.
It's like cool. That could be on Hulu because Disney Plus is trying to not be like that. But that's not what's happening. I don't know. Couldn't care less. This to me, I'm just like, whatever.
I'm in the same boat. I feel like I enjoyed many seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that I watched, but I fell off because it is one of these long shows that doesn't feel like it's connected to the MCU. And it's interesting that, like, I assumed that we were going to get cancellation news of them. Like, I know that they extended for another season, but we'll see where this all goes and see how they integrate this into the MCU. Perhaps some timeline stuff will happen. And now it's time for some ads. Our first ad is Quip. It's time for spring cleaning. Quip got an easy way to start with your brushing habits. Just 2 minutes twice a day can help pave the way to a healthier mouth and mind. And now the whole family can get refreshed with Quip. The new Kids Quip has the same 2-minute timer and guiding pulses as our original version, with no childish gimmicks, so they can brush just like like a grown-up. The kids brush in the same. The kids brush is the same as their original version, just tweaked for sized down mouths. Kids are inspired to brush better and more often with oral care that that looks and feels like products the adults in their lives use. Kid-friendly features like a small brush head, watermelon anti-cavity toothpaste, and a rubber brush handle in colors little ones will love. I want watermelon toothpaste. The multi-use cover works as a stand, mounts to mirrors, and slides over bristles to pack and protect your Quip on the go. Tim, you love your Quip.
I love my Quip. I use it every day, multiple times a day. I'm taking it with me to Vancouver, and it's really easy thanks to the little holder that also functions as a case. And it's very sleek. It's very well designed.
Quip is one of the first electric toothbrush accepted by American dental associations. They're backed by over 25,000 dental professionals, and they have thousands of verified 5-star reviews. That's why we love Quip, and why over 1 million happy, healthy mouths do too. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/KFMS right now, you can get your first refill pack for free. That's your first refill pack for free at getquip.com/KFMS. Our next ad is for Hims. 66% of men lose their hair by age 35. This is when you start to notice hair loss. Thing is, when you start to notice hair loss, it's too late. It's easier to keep the hair you have than to replace the hair you've lost. That's why Nick and Andy have been using Hims. Andy loves the gummies. Nick also loves Andy's gummies. For Hims is a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness for men. Thanks to science, baldness can be optional. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat your hair loss. Well-known generic equivalents to name brand prescriptions to help you keep your hair. No snake oil pills or gas station counter supplements. No waiting room, no awkward in-person doctor visits. Save hours by going to forhims.com. It's so easy, even Nick was able to set it up. Just answer a few questions, doctors will review and prescribe your products, which will be shipped directly to your home. Or if you're Andy, you'll have them shipped here, and then Nick will steal them. Our listeners get a trial month of Hims for just $5 today, right now while supplies last. See website for full details and safety informations. This would cost hundreds if you went to the doctor or pharmacy. Go to forhims.com/KFMS. That's forhims.com/KFMS. forhims.com/KFMS. Now it's time for some trailer talk.
Let's do it.
Trailers.
Tim,
do it, yeah.
First trailer we're talking about is Murder Mystery.
Murder Mystery.
It's a Netflix show.
It's a Netflix movie.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Coming
Movie,
out
sorry.
in June, starring Jennifer Aniston and
Adam Sandler.
And it is a comedy. And if you hear that, you probably want to gouge your eyes out.
Yep.
But then if you watch this trailer, holy shit, this looks incredible.
Okay, dude, I'm so glad that this is where you're going with it, because we haven't talked about it at all. But
Watch this trailer
like
right now. I am so surprised because this is the type of movie similar to like Game Night where I see the trailer, I'm like, you know what? Or like Cockblockers. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch that. And with the power of Movie Pass, I did. And now with AMC A-List, it's like, this is such a movie I'd be like, we're going to get our butts out of our house and go to the theater to watch it. But guess what? We don't have to because it's Netflix. This looks so high quality for a Netflix movie, and it's a comedy with them, and there's way more actors in it. Luke Owens, is that his name? No.
no.
The bad guy from Fast 6.
Yeah.
Okay? He's there.
Luke Evans. No.
Luke Evans.
No, that's the other one. Look, the bad guy.
Owen Shaw.
Owen Shaw, yeah.
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson is not in the movie.
It's not Owen Wilson.
But yeah, there's a girl from Pitch Perfect's in it. Anyway, this cast looks incredible. This trailer starts off and I was like, this seems like a weird story. I don't know.
It starts off and I'm like, it seems like an Adam Sandler movie on Netflix.
Yeah.
And then quickly, like,
there is a shift.
Yeah, and it just, I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, man. It looks very funny. Have you seen the trailer for this, Barrett?
No.
Okay, you should check it out. It looks really funny.
Yeah.
People are asking what it is. It's called Murder Mystery.
It's very Clue-esque, but like done now and like modern style, and I'm excited to watch it. So shout outs to you, Netflix, doing something good. Adam Sandler, you've brought your A game. It looks like. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, move on to our next trailer, The Society.
Netflix show. This is the trailer for a series. Don't know how many episodes it is. I was trying to figure it out.
I don't think they've said.
I mean, like, you can go on like IMDb and stuff and see it, but I only saw up to 3 episodes. It wouldn't let me keep going, so I'm not sure, which worries me because this looks great, but I would want it to be like a 6-episode show. It looks like Lord of the Flies meets Riverdale. Kind of.
Yeah.
The idea is parents just disappear.
It seems like everyone outside of the school disappears.
Oh, it's just a school. Okay.
Yeah. They live in like what seems like a boarding school, and they're trying to like go to the city, and the city's just empty that's next to it. And all the roads are like totally blocked with like trees.
Yeah.
And so now it's very Lord of the Flies after that, and it just seems like it's going to be an interesting show. I wouldn't be opposed to 3 episodes if they're 3-hour-long episodes.
Oh my God, that would be perfect.
You see what I mean?
That sounds too good to be true.
But Netflix is experimenting and trying new stuff, so it very well could be.
Yeah. The cast seems cool. I'm not too familiar with most of them.
There were some moments where I was like, I don't know if the acting is going to be where I need it to be, but like, I'm down to at least jump into the first episode when it comes out. It's sometime in May.
It's written and directed by Mark Webb, who did the Amazing Spider-Man movies, but there was so much politics involved with that stuff. It's like, I don't credit him with that. What I do credit him with is 500 Days of Summer. So that kind of feeling, if they can, and obviously it's going to be a lot darker and different, but like Mark Webb, Lord of the Flies, Riverdale... I'm kind of in.
Yeah, it seems like a cool concept, and like I like teen dramas and stuff. So especially when the stakes seem as high as they're going to be in this show, I'm in.
Yeah, the trailer looked like it showed a lot of interesting concepts and ideas of if there were no adults, how would kids deal with sickness? How would kids deal with governing situations?
Each other,
and each other. It's like, cool stuff. Lord of the Flies, such an interesting premise to begin with.
Absolutely.
So I'm always in for more of that.
And then the last trailer we'll be discussing today is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah,
Sonic
let's
the Hedgehog.
go.
Gotta go fast, Kevin.
Gotta go fast.
Fucking go
Man.
fast. Let's go, boys.
Did not like this trailer. To me, this trailer screams of like, this movie's going to be bad and not even in a fun way.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree. I'm still excited to see it. Again, I'm a big Sonic fan.
Yep.
I'm a big San Francisco fan. This movie's giving me 2 things I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
Also, big Jim Carrey being wacky fan. And as Robotnik, we got at least a glimpse. I'm worried that glimpse at the end is going to be the end of the movie. Like,
I think so
just
too,
like
yeah.
Tease for
the next
the
movie?
sequel. Yeah, I don't know. It does not look good. That is true. I had Gia watch this trailer last night because I wanted to see. I was like, she doesn't know shit about Sonic, obviously.
Right.
I was just like, what's your take on this? And she was so not about it. Like, she's like, I do not want to see this movie.
It doesn't. It's not a trailer that like hooks people that like have no interest. It doesn't even hook people that have mild interest, I'd say.
Yeah. No, and that's the problem. It really. This looks like just a kids movie that is like a Garfield, like a Smurfs, like a Alvin and
let's
Chipmunks.
go. Yep.
And
So
there's
into
nothing wrong with that. You know, like
Alvin
kids.
and Chipmunks wasn't that bad.
Really? I haven't seen it. I don't
Really?
know.
You never saw it?
Well,
I was young when I watched it, so.
were you?
What?
Yeah, Alvin, the first one?
The live action one?
Yeah.
I was young when that.
Yeah, but like, we're like a
Didn't that
couple
come out,
ages.
like,
You're like 10 years
2007?
older than me.
Yeah, 17's pretty young, making a lot of dumb
Shut
mistakes.
the fuck up, Kevin.
I was actually young.
17-year-old Kevin was not like, yo, Alvin and the Chipmunks, not that bad. I don't think so.
But I think it was one of those movies I watched with Spencer, who at the time, if it was 2007, was 7. And, you know, I didn't, like, I don't remember hating it.
Trying to figure out when it came out.
I feel like it was before I moved here. So yeah, it must have been.
Yeah, 2007. It was
Okay,
2007.
yeah, wow, good job, Tim.
Yeah. But whatever. This definitely feels like it's in that vein, and I get it. Kids watch movies too, and there should be kids movies. Having said that, Detective Pikachu is a kids movie, and it looks great.
Yeah, but Detective Pikachu seems like there's a lot of thought. While it can be viewed as a kids movie, I have a feeling that it's going to have a little bit more depth, and like the story is going to be more fleshed out.
I mean, that's
than
my point.
Sonic, which
Why
looks like
isn't
it's a
Sonic
mess.
that as well?
Yeah,
you know?
and it's upsetting that the trailer doesn't give us those hints.
In fact, it gives us hints of the opposite. It
Yes.
looks like it is a very cookie cutter, dumb little kid thing. Sonic's debut in the trailer, when he shows up and goes, meow. It's like, what the
So
fuck
funny,
is
dude.
the direction here? Like,
Dude, it was
that
so
was
good.
a funny moment.
what?
Yeah, dude.
There is nothing less funny than that.
What?
Like, that is so... Really, Barrett?
Dude, this movie's going to be so good.
This movie is not
Such a
going to be.
little hot
I
topic
hope
kid right now.
that you love this movie.
I'm there day one. I am.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm with Barrett. We're gonna watch this train wreck. But
Stay tuned to our thoughts.
I don't know, man. I really wish that this was hitting more Detective Pikachu than it is. Kids movies need to exist. I get that. That doesn't mean kids movies should be garbage. I wish they were better. Sonic is an interesting character. You know, he's had some TV shows.
I
Some
feel
are
like
good, some are bad. He's had some games. Some are good, some are bad. He's had some comic books. Some are good, some are bad. Right?
Yeah.
Now he's having a movie.
We'll see where it lands.
It's gonna be so good.
Speaking about his design, the big topic for today is Sonic's design and how the internet hated it to the point where they've now announced they're going to change his design.
Bad idea.
It's pretty crazy.
This is very interesting.
It is.
Because he is, assuming, the main protagonist of the movie. So he's going to be in most of it. Depending on how much of the movie is done, like, this is going to be a tremendous amount of work. Do you know when it's coming out?
November.
They have time.
Not much time.
Right, because it's not as simple as being like, okay, here's the new file, and then everything just goes. He's going to have to be
In some
reanimated.
cases, it could be, depending on how drastic the change is. We don't know. But
Even
that's
if
the problem with this, is the moment that they gave in and are like, we're going to change.
Yeah.
There's ramifications of this, right? It's like Avengers. I'm not going to spoil anything. But if you change the thing, it changes things. You know what I mean? Trying to be vague. Trying to be vague there. You know what I mean? I had it. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to do this. But I feel like this is not going to make enough people happy. And in all honesty, I feel like it's kind of pleasing the wrong audience. But I'm also not against the decision, because the director cares and wants this to be good. And he was the one that tweeted that we're fixing this, we're changing this. To go down the ramifications of this, like, obviously this means a lot of animators are going to be in a crunch that they weren't before, and there's a lot of blowback on the internet about that. And they're like, delay the movie. It's like, well, if they delay the movie, then there's ramifications for other people that are working on it that aren't going to get money when they need to be getting money. So it's like, at this point, this change is going to affect everybody. There's no just solution of like, well, delay the movie to give them more time to animate to whatever. It's like, okay, well, now Paramount better be putting more money into this for the animators, hire more animators, or pay the animators accordingly for the extra work that they're going to put in. But what is the design change going to be? Are they going to make him shorter? Are they going to make him like less human? Are they like, is it just in the face?
Well,
like, it's weird.
The thing is, I feel like giving in now will lead to problems later, because they now went to a bunch of people that on the internet that are like, oh, we hate this, and they're like, okay, we're gonna fix it, and now they're gonna put out another design, and like, what if people hate it? Like, now they know that crying about it can lead to changes.
What you're saying here is like they're gonna change it for these people. These people aren't gonna go see the movie.
Yeah,
that's the bigger problem.
These people who are like really tearing into it, like, none of them are gonna go see this fucking movie.
Changing the design's not gonna fix it for them.
And I also, it's just like a weird, it sets a weird precedent to like give in to, I don't know, internet hot takes and shit. Like it just feels so weird to do that and to make animators or like people to like go in and redesign them. Granted, they could probably contract out a couple like other like
companies,
CG like studios to help out with that kind of stuff, but
having said that, the design was horrible, and for them like setting a bad precedent of fixing something, it's like we can't just look at it as the internet hate machine, because it's not just that. There was valid criticism. There was also a lot of like hot take trash, just fucking garbage vitriol, but like there's also real criticism of like,
no, there was,
this is bad, and it honestly, in my opinion, it's bad. It's just my opinion, but I am totally entitled to that as somebody that is gonna pay to see this fucking movie.
Well, we're gonna do AMC.
Oh yeah, but like that's paying.
Yeah.
The ticket still counts to their like sales.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a bad design, and again, the design of the character is the least of my problems with what we saw in this trailer. Like there's not a cool story that they could tell with a live action Sonic. I take that back.
They can.
But there's like something fun they can do, and this goes to Pokemon, right? Like with Detective Pikachu, it is the new gold standard. We haven't even seen the movie, but comparing trailer to trailer
with the trailers,
here,
absolutely,
right?
yeah.
There's a new gold standard for trailers at the very least. But they set up a world, and like, man, I keep saying this, but like, I really was wrong about Detective Pikachu. Hearing about it, I'm like, this is the wrong direction. It was the right direction. It's going to get people interested in watching it that just Pokemon is not enough for them. In fact, Pokemon would turn them off, right? Yeah. It eases them into this. And I feel like there could have been an angle with Sonic that could have made this interesting, but it's instead, it looks like just the most generic, tropey kids movie.
Yeah. I just wish, like, I wish they had the confidence to commit to their design and not now alter it, because I feel like it makes the studio look weaker and not like they're confident in what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And I want all our production studios to be like, no, this is going to be the best it is because we've thought about it, and like all these decisions have been made with the right thought behind them.
And the biggest problem is how much it looks and sounds and seems like Sega is trying to make this good, and they believe and care about Sonic in the last couple of years. Like, really, the people that are working with Sonic specifically really fucking care.
Yeah, the last 2 games you really enjoyed, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, many of the games I've really enjoyed, but Sonic Mania recently was amazing.
It was an actual good Sonic game.
But then there was a game after that was not good. Sonic Forces.
I don't know, man. You could make your own Sonic character.
It was bad.
It was pretty dope.
But it wasn't like trash, garbage, horrible bad. It was just not good. But the Sonic Boom cartoon is another example of great kids cartoons I was talking about earlier. People love that shit. And the Sonic Boom game was horrible, but the cartoon was great. There's something with Sonic. Is it live action? I don't necessarily think so. Someone in the chat here was saying that if they can do it for Detective Pikachu, they could do it for Sonic. And it's like, I do think there's a difference because the world of Pokemon lends itself to being a world that you can believe in a live action reality, right? And Detective Pikachu is showing that, seeing the Machamp or Machamp stopping traffic, and the Snorlax there, and like all of that, you believe in it. You see it and you're like, I get this. Whereas Sonic, it's like, especially when you're just taking Sonic and we don't see Tails, we don't see all these other things, and you put him in a city, it's like, that's not that then is like the bad Sonic games.
Pokemon had the upper hand of the games kind of being in a world that we could believe in being in the real world. Whereas Sonic games were just...
It's a different planet.
Yeah, it's a different planet. You're running and nothing makes sense.
But the thing is, there's something really interesting about Sonic from a story perspective. If you wanted to make this like real good, starting with the idea of Dr. Robotnik and the machination, like turning things into machines. But like there is a really deep kind of like environmental story going on, where Sonic is these animals are being turned into robots and you need to save them and like bring the animals back and stuff. There's something there, right? Like that as a pitch, it's like you can take that idea and turn it into a movie that has deeper layers than just meow.
Maybe it will. You don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Maybe Sonic fixes climate change. You don't fucking know, Tim.
But I mean,
sure
I feel like if they went that route,
them.
like that could be kind of interesting. And we saw that in the Sonic Saturday morning cartoon, which I keep talking about. It's really cool. It's really good. And there was a world that they built with like a government and systems in place where Robotnik wasn't just this like cartoony bad guy. He was like a villain that was like really dark and fucked up.
Doesn't look like that's what we're gonna get.
No,
though.
it's not.
No.
I don't know that. I don't know.
Well,
Jay Shaw 21 says Sonic vs. Global Warming, the final showdown of the movie.
Yeah, dude. He's gonna fix it.
Well, now it's time to talk about what is out on streaming platforms. There's a lot out. It is the start of a new month, and as always, they have put out these giant lists. You can go to vulture.com. They make a great a bunch of lists for all of the platforms that are out there. But here are some movies that stood out to me. On Hulu, you've got The Birdcage.
All right.
A great movie. Yeah. Clerks, Dazed and Confused. Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo.
Oof.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
God.
Major League.
All right, Major League.
Yeah.
The only time we'll ever see the Indians beat the Yankees.
On Amazon Prime, we've got Suspiria. Have you seen the trailer for this? It's a remake.
Suspiria is the real fucked up one, right?
Yeah, it's a remake of a 70s movie, I think, that was real messed up. I've wanted to see it. I missed my chance to see it in the movie theaters, but now it's coming to Amazon Prime.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, really?
It's like some real hostile shit, right?
I'm not sure. The trailers don't give you that much, but it does give you that feeling of some real morbid stuff happening. All right, on Netflix, we have Austin Powers 1 and 2, Casper, Dumb and Dumber, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas,
Fuck yeah.
Gremlins, Hairspray, Scarface, Scream, Snowpiercer, The Matrix 1 through 3.
Awesome.
I know.
That's
Paul
really
has
exciting.
never seen The Matrix.
She has never seen The Matrix, and I've been trying to figure out a good time. I was actually about to rent it last week. This is perfect.
Yep. I can't wait to watch that with Paula. She was thinking about watching it last night, and I was like, no, baby, you're not. Like, I need you to sit down and concentrate on at least the first one.
Yeah. We're only watching the first one.
Yeah. Really, that's all you should do. Wedding Crashers, Zombieland.
Cool.
Zombieland's great. You should go watch that.
Wedding Crash is great. You should go watch that.
And then Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile.
Which one's this?
That's the one with that guy that we were always asking, is he hot or not?
Oh, Zac Efron.
Zac Efron.
It's about hot or not. He's always
jacked
hot.
or not.
Yeah.
You're right.
But it's the movie about Ted Bundy and weird people on the internet trying to sexualize Ted Bundy, who's a very fucked up person.
I mean, but like, I feel like that follows the fact that like he was a very pretty boy that people were, when everything was happening, everyone was like, oh my God, look, he's so beautiful. How could he be doing these things?
Yeah, for the time, maybe.
Sure.
It's like an average.
All right, and then out at movie theaters near you, we've got Ugly Dolls, a movie that looks terrible.
All right.
No, Barry.
Joey, get in here.
It doesn't get better than this.
Dude, we seeing Pitbull this weekend? Ugly Dolls comes out this weekend.
I'm so excited.
Are you serious? It's getting real bad reviews.
So fun fact. So whenever I'm in the car, Barry and Alyssa, we always have to listen to the song from the Lego Movie too.
Sure.
Because it's really good, actually. And it does get stuck inside of your head. And then we listened to the Ugly Doll soundtrack. I texted Barrett's fiance, Alyssa, with a screenshot because the soundtrack is now available on Spotify. It's very exciting.
Oh, my God.
And I asked her, when are we going to see the movie? And she didn't respond.
I think we had a conversation last week where we realized it was coming out this weekend. She was like, are we seeing it? And I was like, we're going to be in Vancouver.
We can see it Sunday. We come back early. But you guys have Game of Thrones.
We do have Game of Thrones, which I feel like she would put above
100%.
Ugly Dolls. But yeah, every time, fun fact, every time we go see it, we've gone to see a movie for the past like 3 fucking months, they play this Ugly Dolls trailer, and Alyssa and Joey fucking dance so hard.
Oh, God. You guys.
Doesn't get better than this.
I don't
And
know.
then they have the Pitbull Ugly Doll or Ugly Dog, whatever he is, and he's so funny. His little glasses.
Yeah. Well, that's out this weekend, so you can go and watch that if you want to do
Kevin,
that.
do you want to come with us?
No, but
Are
you interested in this next movie, Long Shot?
I am. I've heard. Wait, Long Shot.
Long Shot is the one with
Seth Rogen.
It's a long shot.
Yes,
Long
I was
shot.
definitely thinking of Booksmart. Different.
Booksmart also looks great.
Looks great. Long Shot looks surprisingly good.
Yeah, it looks like a rom-com I can get behind.
Yeah, and by good I mean like I will enjoy it. Not that it's gonna like win.
Right, any
major
Oscars.
awards or
I'm excited for
anything like
Long
that.
Shot. I'm excited for Booksmart. Also excited for The Boys. No, not The Boys.
Are you excited for Ugly Dolls?
Nope.
Seth Rogen, but there's like little kids.
Oh,
We talked
that's
about
not coming out
that.
this weekend, though.
No, it's not.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
saying. They're
missed
that.
similar
Yeah.
looking movies.
Yeah.
I'm excited for them all.
They all look great.
And then the last movie is Ask Dr. Ruth, and it is a documentary about Dr. Ruth, the like sex hotline show.
Oh.
And watching the trailer, it looks really interesting. That woman has lived a life.
Is anybody we know in it?
You know, I didn't go that
Good
far.
Boys. Thank
Good
you.
Boys thing.
Tyler's New Groove.
But yeah, that really seemed like an interesting movie. And check out the trailer, see if that does anything for you if you like Dr. Ruth, and go check it out. I feel like it's a very Geo movie.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's a big fan of doctors.
All right, well, so now it's time for our bronze tier topic. if you go on patreon.com/kindafunny, you could sign up for the bronze tier and respond to my questions. Last week, I asked for your recos. This next week, I want to ask, are you excited for Sonic? If you are, tell me why. If you're not, I feel like we already get why you're not, but tell me why you're excited and what you hope that it will be. Keep it short as always. Now it's time for these recos. The nanobiologist says, what I watched recently and what I will always highly recommend is They Shall Not Grow Old. It's a Peter Jackson documentary where he redid old World War I footage with color added sounds and used professional lip readers to voice every person shot during the 1910s. It's a technological marvel that I think everyone should watch and learn more about that time and what it was like during the Great War. There is also a 20 to 30 minute making of documentary that is just fantastic and shows how much time and effort went into making this film. It is out on Blu-ray and is being shown in the Imperial War Museum in the UK. I really want to watch this movie. I remember when we initially saw the trailers of it. It's such a crazy thing that they were able to get all this footage, recolor it. The color looks a little odd, but like that makes sense. And like, yeah, having lip readers go in there and like get dialogue out of it. It's very interesting. And World War I doesn't get as much attention as the other wars.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Next recommendation is Matt. Black Summer on Netflix, a short zombie apocalypse series better than The Walking Dead. Then he says, Killing Eve on Hulu, outstanding BBC crime drama featuring superb acting by Sandra Oh, surprisingly humorous and fun. And then he says, The Leftovers on HBO. Listen to Andy and watch this show if you haven't already. It's a fantastic ride. Seasons 2 and 3 are some of the best TV you'll ever see. You know, I watched the first season Leftovers. I did not enjoy it. And I tried really hard to enjoy it. She
really enjoyed it. She watched the show and read the book, but I think for both of them, she was just like, it never quite hit that mark of being excellent. Yeah. But she really liked both.
Well, I am really interested in Black Summer, so I might be checking that out this week.
Dennis J writes in and says, I think y'all really need to watch Nirvana, the band, the show. Andy is one of the very, very few people that also loves it, and it's my favorite TV show, and no one knows it. It's a comedy about two idiot best friends in a band trying to get a show in a tiny Toronto venue. It mixes real unplanned events and unsuspecting people into its scripted narrative through its main actors improvising in the moment while mixing in insane pop culture parodies. It's genius and painfully funny and completely unique. Please give it a shot if you can. Thanks, boys. Love the show. And Kev, you're an awesome host. Also, sorry this is so long. It's not long. It was good.
No, you did a great job. Yeah.
I want to watch this show. Andy!
Is he here?
Yeah.
Oh.
I saw him tweet out last night that
Where can I watch Nirvana, the band?
See, that's my biggest problem with this show. Go ahead, Andy. Where can we watch this show?
It's a pain in the ass, dude. I bought season 1 on YouTube. I can lend you my YouTube premium account to log in. That just like I offered Nick. But it's a pain in the ass. They replied back to me, like their Twitter account was like, season 2 is only available in Canada right now. It's a lot of like,
damn.
It's all politics, dude. It's all politics.
Yeah.
And it's just like, just put the show on Netflix, put it on Amazon Prime, put it anywhere. Because this, again, it's the most creative, funny show I've ever watched, and I just hate that nobody can fucking watch it.
You've been so bad at pitching this. I just want to let you know, because I know that it's been years. Until yesterday, I think I heard you talking to Nick about it. I thought it was a podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God! How? I feel like he's done a slightly better job than that.
I always thought it was a podcast. So
well, Cool Greg was telling his friend Ruben, "Oh, you like Nirvana? Andy's always talking about that they have this show." No. And I was like, no, it's not that. It's a totally different thing. The name of their band in the show is called Nirvana the Band. Yeah. And the whole part of the show is them just trying to book up. Yeah. And the great thing about it again is the main two characters are the only actors. Everybody else around them is just the public. And they go out into the public and do their script and improv, but they're, in their characters, and a lot of people around them have no fucking idea what's going on or that they're being filmed. And
seems illegal.
They are super clever. Well, they blur out some people's faces and stuff.
See. They probably get permission for the other people.
The things that they do with copyright law, you would not believe. The amount of just straight up Star Wars music they play.
I mean, maybe there's a reason it's so hard to watch.
There's a video that they did on YouTube talking about how they get around copyright law and how their lawyers are so good where if you want to use the Star Wars song or the John Cena theme or something, just whatever, if you want to use that, it has to be, the plot has to rely on it as opposed to just using it for no reason. If it's used to progress the story in any way, then it's okay to use it. Like, their lawyers are fucking crazy. And they use, like, just shit from Jurassic Park all the time. Like, it's
pretty funny. I'm in, dude.
It blows my mind.
All right.
Good luck trying to watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then our last recommendation comes from Parker. This week, I rewatched Green Room, directed by Jeremy Soler.
You nailed it.
Yeah?
You have to do it in that high pitch.
Okay. He did Blue Ruin. It stars Anton Yelkin, rest in peace, Chekhov in the recent Star Wars movies, and Patrick Stewart. Star Trek movies, yes, thank you. This movie is what a Hotline Miami movie could be. A punk band plays an impromptu show at a Nazi skinhead bar, and shit hits the fan after their set when a girl gets stabbed in the green room. This movie, Tim, do you remember the trailer for this movie?
No.
This movie looks like suspense in all the right ways.
Oh, yeah?
I really want to watch this movie. Another great call from Parker.
Shout out to Parker.
Mm-hmm. Thank you all so much for joining us today for another episode of Screencast. If you want to follow us on social media, Tim is on everywhere at Tim Gettys. Mm-hmm. I am on everything at Kinda Funny Kevin. There it is.
It's you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, words are hard. We like to do reviews and tweets about what we're watching, Instagram stories, and all that magic. So if you want to see what we are doing in our day-to-day, you can follow us there.
Day-to-day.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Smash Brothers.
And go out to the movies this weekend.
King.
Watch something good.
Watch Ugly Dolls.
No, I don't know about
It doesn't get better than this.